Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. I have another Monday quarterback video for you. I'm going to play the entirety of this video and then I'll go back, talk about things that are going on and things that I think that were done right and or done wrong. Without further ado, here we go.
Hello, I'm Sergeant Andy Williams with the Phoenix Police Department Public Affairs Bureau. The information, audio, video, and pictures you're about to see are intended to provide details, as we currently understand them, of an officer-involved shooting that occurred on July 8, 2021. This video may contain strong language as well as graphic images, which could be disturbing to some people. Viewer discretion is advised. This incident occurred in the area of 27th Avenue and Augusta Avenue when a man, later identified as Stanley Howard, called 911 and requested police officers respond to his residence. Here's the audio from Howard's first 911 call.
Phoenix 911, where is your emergency? Okay, what's
You get here now, you fucking bitch!
What is the emergency there?
Now! Do you hear me?
Do you have an emergency?
Officer down! Officer down! Officer down!
Okay, why are you saying that?
Do you hear me?
Officers responded to Howard's residence at about 8:20 p.m. When they made contact with him, he was uncooperative and broke a window, injuring his hand in the process. Here is body-worn camera video from the first police contact that night.
You're not convinced? So they said they can't see your answers.
It's the Phoenix Police Department.
Vincent, if you want to
It's the Phoenix Police Department.
Fuck you, police department.
You gonna come to the front doors we talk to you?
Didn't you call us?
No, I did not.
Are you sure?
No, I don't need you. You're a fucking idiot. Get fucking away from my house. I'm leaving you. I'm leaving this fucking place. Fuck you.
All right, have a good night, sir.
Pig. Fuck you, pig.
Have a good night.
Fuck you, pig.
Hey, just back away.
Hey, fuck you.
Have a good night. Come on.
Hey, fuck you, pig. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Wow.
Howard called 911 again as the officers were walking away from his house and returning to their vehicles. Here's the audio from that 911 call.
Phoenix 911, where is your emergency?
I just got myself, the police were here and the window's broken and I am cut. And I'm bleeding. And you're fucking to blame for this, you fucking bitch. I hate women, you what?
Sir, how did you get cut?
Yes, I got my hand is bleeding. And if you fucking come here again, I'll fucking kill you, you know why?
Officers returned to Howard's home about 6 minutes after they left from the first incident, at about 8:30 p.m., to offer medical aid for his injured hand. Again, he was uncooperative. Here's the body-worn camera video from the second contact that night.
We don't know. We're still trying to figure that out. Hey, do you need medical attention? Sir, do you need the fire department?
Get away! You fucking get away!
Sir,
There's
you
blood
need
away!
the fire
No, there's blood! No!
You
No,
don't
you
want to
fucking
know
get
the
away!
fire
Get away, you fucking police department! I fucking gonna kill you!
Okay.
You
No,
fucking
so you're in
bitch!
the police
You
department,
fucking
or fire
bitch!
department.
I hate women! Get the fuck off my property! Bitch, I hate women! Go away, bitch!
Do you not need medical
Go
attention?
away, bitch! No! I don't need anything from you!
Okay,
I
have a good
don't
night.
need you guys either!
Have a good night.
Fucking go away! I'm gonna fucking kill you!
All right.
All of you!
Have a good night.
You fucking idiots! You're fucking stupid!
Bye. He says he doesn't want medical attention.
Fuck you, goddammit!
We already did. He said multiple times, fuck you, no I don't.
It's Andy Griffith! And I want
The Phoenix Fire Department arrived on scene, and officers notified them Howard had refused assistance. Howard continued calling 911 13 more times over the next 45 minutes. Here's the audio from some of those calls. The address has been redacted from all of them.
911, where is your emergency? Okay, what's going on there?
I cut myself on the place where you would commit suicide. My window is broken, and it's the fucking police department of Phoenix's fault.
911, where's your emergency?
I don't talk to a fucking man. I'm gonna fucking kill you, bitch.
Phoenix 911, where's your emergency?
For the umpteenth time, bitch.
Okay. Do you need police or fire?
Everyone. I need everyone. You know why?
Why? What exactly do you need help with?
I'm bleeding.
At about 9:10 p.m., Phoenix fire personnel were dispatched to Howard's home to provide medical aid. The fire department requested Phoenix police make contact first to ensure the safety of their personnel due to the statements Howard made on the 911 calls. Here is some of the audio from police radio communications.
Got a 901 fire staging 921B. I need to start for fire staging 901. 921B. Alright, 913 Frank's coming from Indian School if there's anybody closer. Fire staging, apparently the guys got combative with the dispatcher on the phone about bleeding hands.
Engine 30 stage from the injured person.
I copy your stage. I've got some units coming. I'll let you know when it's code 4 for you to roll in. They've been out there already for them so far.
At about 9:15 p.m., officers responded for the third time to Howard's residence. The officer who spoke with Howard, as well as the sergeant on scene, are both Crisis Intervention Certified Officers, or CIT. Officers who are CIT certified are trained in recognizing behaviors and managing situations involving persons experiencing mental crisis. During this contact, Howard tells the officer he has a gun and points an object resembling a handgun at them. Here's the body-worn camera video from the third contact that night.
Who's that? Stanley, Phoenix PD.
What do you want?
Do you need medical attention? You call the fire department.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know either.
I got blood over the damn house.
Well, the fire department's here. Can they help you?
No. They're idiots.
Okay, well, why are you calling them then? What?
I'm not calling him.
He's coming over. We're just trying to get you some help, Stanley.
I have a gun.
Have the gun down.
Yes, I have a gun.
Hey, put it down.
Put it down.
Okay, stop. Back off. Back off. Get offline. Back off. Hey, back off. Grab my bunker out of the car. Grab my bunker out of the car. Back off.
Here are 4 other views of the shooting from other officers on scene.
The fire department's here. Can they help you?
No. They're idiots.
Okay, well, why are you calling them then? What?
I'm not calling him.
He's coming over.
Okay.
We're just trying to get you some help, Stanley.
I have a gun.
Put the gun down.
Yes, I have a gun.
Hey, put it down.
Put it down.
Okay, stop. Back off. Back off. Get offline.
After the shooting, officers backed up to a safe location. They believed Howard was still armed with a gun and used less lethal munitions from behind a shield to attempt to gain compliance. Howard did not respond to the officer's commands.
92 Frank, we have a team up here. He still has the firearm. We're going to put some stun bag on him and see if he'll separate and crawl to us. Go ahead, stun bag him twice.
Stun bag, stun bag.
Okay, go, hit the legs. Okay, Stanley, come to us! Stanley, come to us! Hit him again. Any movement? Did you catch movement? Okay, go ahead. Go cold.
Once it was deemed safe to approach, officers did so with the shield. After confirming he was unarmed, officers moved Howard to a safe location.
Your car is over about 98% clear.
Well, let's just step in and grab him. Hold out.
Officers administered first aid until Phoenix fire personnel transported Howard to a local hospital where he was pronounced deceased. The object used by Howard to simulate a handgun was later determined to be a water gun. There was one sergeant and 3 officers involved in this shooting. All are assigned to the Cactus Park precinct. The sergeant has been with the department for 15 years. 2 of the officers have been with the department for 2 years, and 1 for 4 years. This incident is the subject of both an internal and a criminal investigation, which will be reviewed by the Maricopa County Attorney's Office. Conclusions about whether the actions of the officers are consistent with department policy and the law will not be made until all the facts are known and the investigation is complete.
This video was intended to inform and educate the public about a critical incident in our community. You can learn about the Phoenix Police Department's transparency policy on our website.
All right. Let's get back into it. Drop that volume.
Your discretion is advised.
911, where is your emergency? Okay, what's
You
the
get here
emergency?
now, you
What's the
fucking
emergency?
bitch.
What is the emergency there?
Now. Do you hear me?
Do you have an emergency?
Officer down. Officer down. Officer down.
Okay, why are you saying that?
Do you hear me?
Officers responded to Howard's residence.
So I will say that mental health is a huge issue. It is a big problem in this country, and there are a lot of people who are not treated. They're undiagnosed, and even those who are diagnosed, they're not properly treated. Talking about the mental health problems in this country could be a whole week-long video series, and I'm not going to go there with it. But just know that mental health issues in this country is a big problem. This guy is obviously batshit fucking crazy. I would not doubt that this was his attempt at suicide by police. The first interaction, this bogus phone call that he made, I personally believe that this first call that he made, the bogus officer down, disrupting 911 communications, I think action could have been taken then and taken him into custody for some type of offense related to that. I know Arizona has to have something within their criminal statutes that addresses interfering with 911 call centers like that, making bogus calls. So the first interaction, I think they should have taken some type of action to bring him into custody. Whether they felt they would have enough just to go ahead and go in there and grab them and take them out and bring them to jail, they can do that. Or if, they wanted to do the process of calling the on-call judge and getting an arrest warrant right then and there, that route, whatever. I definitely feel that something should have done on this first interaction other than just ignoring him and leaving him be. This dude's obviously got problems.
No, I don't need you. You're a fucking idiot. Get fucking away from my house. I believe in you. I believe in this fucking place. Fuck you.
All right, have a good night, sir.
Pig. Fuck you, pig.
Have a good night.
Fuck you, pig.
Now, obviously, him yelling like that in the confines of his own home, nothing illegal with that. Him breaking his own window, nothing illegal with that. But him calling the 911 line like that, like he did earlier, and just interfering with them and making a bogus officer down kind of report, like that in and itself is a crime. They should have dealt with that. I don't think that they should have left at this point and said to hell with it. Like they had to have known that this was going to continue to persist and be a problem.
Hey, fuck you, dick. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Wow. Howard called 911 again as the officers were walking away from his house and returning to their vehicles. Here's the audio from that 911 call.
Phoenix 911, where is your emergency?
I just got myself. The police were here and the window's broken and I am cut and I'm bleeding. And you're fucking to blame for this, you fucking bitch. I hate women. You what?
I really want to hear his explanation for why he hates women. As batshit crazy as a response as it would be, I'm still intrigued enough to want to hear his reasoning.
Come here again, I'll fucking kill you. You know why?
Officers returned.
That right there, threatening to kill, terroristic threatening,
Fucking come here again, I'll
that should have been something that they acted on when they came there for the second time around.
Officers returned to Howard's home about 6 minutes after they left from the first incident at about 8:30 p.m. to offer medical aid for his injured hand. Again, he was uncooperative. Here's the body-worn camera video from the second contact that night.
We don't know. We're still trying to figure that out. Hey, do you need medical? Sir, do you need the fire department?
Get away! You fucking get away!
Sir,
There's blood away! No, there's blood! No! You fucking get away! Get away, you fucking police department! I fucking gonna kill you!
Okay.
You
No,
fucking
no, you don't need
bitch!
a police
You
department.
fucking
We're a fire
bitch!
department.
I hate women! Get the fuck off my property! Bitch, I hate women! Go away, bitch!
Do you not need medical
Go
attention?
away, bitch! No! I don't need anything from you!
Okay, have a good night.
You guys
Do you not need...
get the fuck off! You
No,
fucking
no, you-
bitch! Get away, you fucking police department! I fucking gonna kill you!
Okay.
That right there. That should have been the cue to say, you know what? Fuck this shit. This guy's going to jail. Making a terroristic threat like that, that should have been the end of the issues for that night. Granted, would he have gone complyingly, willingly with them? No, he would have fought. They would have had to have used force on him. But it wouldn't have resulted, at least not this night, it would not have resulted in them coming back for a third time and then having to use deadly physical force against him. If they would have said, you know what, you're not going to threaten to kill us, and then take him into custody, if they would have done that, there would have been no further issues past this point. So I kind of feel that they failed to act, and their failure to act led to this officer-involved shooting.
Okay.
You fucking bitch!
Now, it doesn't matter that he's in the confine of his house right there, making those type of terroristic threats. Well, that now makes it able for them to go get him. I mean, if he was inside his house and was on the cell phone and calling people and making terroristic threats, an arrest warrant could still be gotten and been able to serve it and go in after him and drag his ass out the house. Them being right there in person, they obviously don't need to go get an arrest warrant at this point. He's making these threats. Doesn't matter if he's in his house or not. They can go take action. But they chose not to.
You fucking bitch!
And like I said, their failure to take action has led to the third time for them coming and then using deadly physical force.
Howard had refused assistance. The fire department arrived on scene, and officers notified them Howard had refused assistance.
So, just a random observation, this truck's kind of cool.
The Phoenix
Watch
Fire
this door.
Department arrived on scene, and officers notified them Howard had
Boom,
refused
steps
assistance.
pop out. That's pretty cool.
Howard continued calling 911 13 more times over the next 45 minutes. Here's the audio from some of those calls. The address has been redacted from all.
The department would commit suicide. My window was on the place where you would commit suicide.
I mean, this is a sad situation. This guy's crazy, but I mean, you gotta. This is gallows humor, and unless you've been a first responder, you just won't understand gallows humor. But some of the stuff that these crazy people say is actually kind of funny.
What's going on there?
I cut myself on the place where you would commit suicide. My window is broken, and it's the fucking police department of Phoenix's fault. Dude.
From Indian dispatcher on the phone about
Stanley, Phoenix PD.
So she had a pretty decent position over here in this corner, being able to see into the window, or through the window into the living room of this house or apartment, whatever it is. Then she moved.
Do you need medical attention? You
He's
call the
sitting
fire
on the
department.
couch
I don't know.
right there.
Oh,
Gets
I don't
up.
know either.
I believe that if she had continued to stand over here and be able to watch him through the window, then maybe she would have been able to see with a lot more clarity what he grabbed and would be able to say, hey, he's got a water gun. It's hard to say. Obviously, I haven't been able to physically stand there in that same spot myself under these same conditions and look through the window. So I can't say with certainty, yeah, she would have been able to tell that. But there's a good possibility that she could have seen that if she had kind of stayed over there. Now, is that a good tactical position? This close to the window is not that great cover. No, it's not. But I mean, if she made that approach and she could see him on the couch with his hands and there's no obvious gun right there and he gets up, then she would be able to maintain visual on him as he walked to the door. And like I said, wherever he had that thing at, there's a possibility that she may have been able to see it and recognize that it was a water pistol.
Well, the fire department's here. Can they help you?
No. They're idiots.
Okay, well, why are you calling them then? What?
I'm not calling them.
This guy thinks that everyone is idiots.
We're just trying to get you some help, Stanley.
I have a gun.
You have
Put the gun down.
Yes, I have a gun. Hey, put it down.
Put it down.
Okay, stop. Back off. Back off. Get offline.
All right, so someone's making the decision for everyone to back off and get away from where he's at. That's a decent call.
Back off. Hey, back off. Grab my bunker out of the car. Grab my bunker out of the car. Back off.
Here are 4 other views of the shooting from other officers on scene.
Okay,
Now, in this low light condition and that quick, furtive movement with that gun-shaped object, I mean, there's just no way for them to definitively be able to tell that it was a water gun and that quick of a movement under those kind of conditions.
We're just trying to get you some help, Stanley.
I have a gun.
Now, let's think about lighting. So, let's think from this guy's perspective, the bad guy. There's 3 targets right here that are silhouetted by this light back here. If he had a real gun, it would have been easier for him to acquire one of them as a target, just based off the lighting right there. I think that it would have been in their best interest to have some flashlights out and directing light towards this door area. Maybe not right at face level to begin with, but surely down here, so that the spill of the light will go into his eyes and at least, I wouldn't say blind him, but at least provide enough of a photonic barrier to where if he did have a real gun, it would have been hard for him to acquire an easier target. Now, these 4 video views are only shown once, so I will play this segment multiple times. And so when I play this multiple times, we'll start by focusing on this top left view right here where I'm circling the mouse. And we'll play it from here. Just focus on this top left box right now.
What's it going down?
Yes, I have a gun.
Hey, put it
Put it down, man.
So this person, excuse me. So this person, from their point of view, they didn't get to really shoot. It didn't seem like.
Back off, get off.
I'll back it up some and replay.
I have a gun.
What's it going down?
Yes, I have a gun.
So immediately withdraw flashlight and then go to weapon. We can automatically see that there is no weapon mounted light. That sucks. You know, these officers are working night, so they could either they must be second shift people. So I would imagine that when they start their shift, they are working during some daylight hours, maybe. It's hard to really fully say what time it is. I'm sure it said earlier in the timestamps of when they was talking about stuff. Maybe 9 o'clock is when it talked about it. And I'm not trying to see if it shows up in the screen somewhere. I'm not going to go actually back into it, but yeah, I think it's like 9 something at night that they do this. So, you know, they probably work at some point during daylight hours, but their shift would obviously lead them into nighttime hours. And irregardless if you are working nights or days, your weapon should have a weapon mounted light on it. Without a doubt, it should have it on there if you work during the hours when there is no sun out. Trying to do a one-handed grip on the gun and then hold a flashlight with your other hand is not a very optimal grip. It sucks as a grip, and that can lead to some accuracy issues. Now, even daytime officers, guys who work during daylight hours and don't, you know, the only time that it's kind of dark for them is maybe when they start shift early in the morning during the winter season, you know. Other than that, you know, those guys could work during most all daylight conditions. Even they should have weapon mounted lights, because you can go into buildings where certain parts of the building have no window and no sunlight is coming through those windows and illuminating hallways and rooms to an acceptable level where you can get positive identification on targets. So weapon mounted lights should be on your gun no matter what shift you work. Even if you're just a daytime guy and there is absolutely no nighttime involved in your shift, you should still have a weapon mounted light. Now, agencies are different from area to area. Some can afford to give the officers weapon mounted lights, some cannot. It's really up to those officers with those agencies that don't give it to them. It's up to them to get it on their own. And yes, you know, police officer salaries are not the greatest. Security guard salaries are not the greatest. But, you know, if you're working in a profession where you are required to be armed and you are dealing with potentially violent people, then your weapon needs to have a weapon mounted light. And that's just something that you're going to have to take it upon yourself to get if your agency or your company does not provide it to you. If that means you refraining from eating out for a month or two and taking ham sandwiches to work, then damn it, enjoy those ham sandwiches, because that's what you need to do to get you some quality equipment. It's life safety equipment. It's equipment that could save your life or the life of your teammates or family. So still focusing on this top left video.
Hey, put it
try to go to weapon line of light, and then as they're backing up, this officer comes into their line of fire, and they're not able to get a line of fire anymore past this point because this guy's now entered it. So this top left officer is kind of out of the game at this point.
Okay, stop. Back off. Back off. Get offline.
Now we'll replay it. All right, we'll go back into it. Now let's focus on the bottom left camera. Bottom left camera.
We're just trying to get you some help, Stanley.
I have a gun.
Where's it going down?
Yes, I have a gun.
Hey, put it down.
Put it down, man.
So that officer fires.
Okay, stop. Back
That's on the
off.
bottom left.
I have a gun.
Hey, put it down.
Put it down, man.
However, this officer right here starts to come into their line of fire. So this guy not only obstructs this person's up here line of fire, but then he also starts moving to the point where he's obstructing this person's line of fire and almost walks into their muzzle. This officer then has to move their gun out of the way and stop firing.
Put it down, man.
Okay, stop. Back off. Back off. Get offline.
After the shooting,
All right, let's back it up. Let's go to top right camera view. Top right camera view.
Gun.
Where's it going down?
Let's back it
We're
up.
just trying to
All
get you
right.
some help, Stanley.
I have a gun.
Where's it going down?
Yes, I have a gun.
Hey, put it down.
Put it down, man.
Put it down.
Put it down, man.
Not really sure if this guy shoots or not.
Hey, put it down.
Put it down, man.
Hey, put it down.
Put it down, man.
Hey, put it down.
Put it down, man.
Okay, stop. Back off.
Hey, put it down.
Put it down, man.
So aside from trying to wash the gun and wash the doorway, let's watch this guy over here. Let's back it up some. Notice their positioning. We still kind of see them as the events unfold. Watch how he crosses one person's line of fire and then crosses into the other person's
Okay, stop.
and then moves back off to the right.
Get offline.
All right, so let's go focus on this bottom right. Let's reset it.
Hey, put it down.
Put it down, man.
Where's it going down?
Yes, I have a gun.
Hey, put it down.
Put it down, man.
Okay, stop. Back off.
So he had somewhat of a decent perspective. The thing that sucked for him is at the very beginning of this, he is completely downrange of them, and he's still technically downrange of them from this point right here.
Yes, I have a
But
gun.
he gets into a point where he can
Put it down, man.
back away from the corner and come more towards them, and you can see this guy's positioning. He's pointed directly at them. And so his attention is directed to them. This guy should be able to see that, or this officer should be able to see that and recognize that, and be able to really deliver good rounds on target without the added fear of this gun being pointed at them and them being potentially shot at. So he should be able to deliver some of the more accurate shots, because he's more stable where he's at. He's not moving while he's shooting. He's kind of more, and he does move just a little bit. He moves just a tad bit, but he's more stationary than the others are. He's not moving very quickly. So he should have had more, in my opinion, the more accurate rounds on target. And I would say probably had that better advantage point, because if this guy did have, in fact, a real gun, then you could tell by his positioning, him pointing out, focusing on them, that he would have got him, quote unquote, by surprise from the side.
After the shooting, used or did not.
All right. Now this tactic I like a lot. So, once a person's been dropped and they still got that object in their hand, whatever weapon it may be, everyone back off, get the shield, and continue giving those verbal commands. If they don't respond to those verbal commands, then it could be something like they're pretending to be dead. They could be playing possum, and that is a real threat. Someone could be pretending to be dead. As soon as you get on top of them, boom, they could very quickly swing and shoot at you. So I like this tactic. I like the tactic of using the less lethal shotgun, firing some beanbag rounds at them, looking for a response. I don't really foresee many people or anyone at all being able to fake being dead when they get hit by a beanbag round. It's something that's going to be totally unexpected. It's going to be a very sudden, sharp, blunt use of force on them. It's going to hurt like hell. Now, the only thing that I could see maybe them not reacting to it when it hits them is if, the initial contact gunfight, a bullet hit their spinal cord and they're paralyzed below the waist. And so if you hit them in the leg with that beanbag, obviously they wouldn't react to that because they're paralyzed. That's the only negative to this tactic. But shooting, a beanbag into the leg and maybe into the abdomen area, I think those are viable. I think this is a viable tactic. I like it pretty well. If not using a beanbag, then using a 40mm launcher. I think this is a pretty safe method to make sure that that person's not playing possum and isn't going to try and ambush people as they get up closer to them. Now, what is the, negative to this tactic? Well, that person's been shot multiple times and they're laying there bleeding out. Now, could you say that's a real negative? In my opinion, no. That's not a really big negative in my opinion. They brought this upon themselves. They wanted to act like they were going to kill people. Let's say he did have a gun. He did shoot at them. Or even other incidents where they did have guns in their hands. They tried to hurt people. They tried to kill people. And you know what? If it took 10 minutes for someone to be able to get up there to them and start rendering pre-hospital care, oh well, then you shouldn't have been fucking pointing guns at people. So, like I said, it's on him if he had to wait for medical care and bleed out during that process. Doesn't hurt me one bit. They make the approach. Instead of just trying to go inside the house and work with them there, they make the decision to grab him by his ankles and just yank him out the door. I like that tactic.
Officers administered first aid.
Get them out of the confined area and render that aid out in the open area where there's more room to move around.
Phoenix fire personnel transported Howard to a local hospital where he was pronounced deceased. The object used by Howard to simulate a handgun was later determined to be a water gun. There was one sergeant and 3 officers.
Not much else to say about this video. If you like what you hear and see, give me a like and a share. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more Monday quarterback videos. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense, thank you for watching.